she's in there, I'm ready to end this.
I'll give you one thing, little weasel. You are relentless. I did everything in my power to stop you, yet here you stand before me, offensively alive. Just so we're clear, if you intend to restart this machine, you'll have to go through me. You think that will fool me? I'll die before I let you have this place. That's preposterous. Not too long ago, she wanted me dead. How do I know this isn't a trick to get me out of the way? I will not. Your intentions are beside the point. I've been working on a cure for 5 years, and I've made no progress at all. If she believes teamwork is all I've been missing, she's more soft-headed than I thought. What? That was our secret phrase. Did she tell you? It was her idea. When I'd been on Gorgon too long, that's what she'd write at the end of her messages. It meant she missed me. That she wanted me to come home. I'll try. It's no guarantee of success. And like as not, we'll develop nothing useful at all. But it will be better than working alone. Thank you, Captain. In the end, you were not at all what I expected.
I have to know, Mother. All those years ago, what tipped you off that Gorgon was in trouble?
The volunteers. Not just the shocking way they died, but the company's muted response to it. They were expensive to house, train, and treat. That the company would spare no expense, yet let so many of them die. It was terrible. I dare say not. Even when we made significant progress, Lawrence and his ghouls in OCI slashed our budgets. I knew then I'd lost control of Gorgon. I'd lost control of Adrenatime.
You never told me Gorgon was such a logistical nightmare. We should have had this conversation 5 years ago.
You can't know how badly I wanted to. But the truth put you in danger, and I couldn't abide that.
I owe you an apology, Captain. Not only did I deceive you, but we still have a great deal of work ahead of us. The years of silence were not easy.
I don't doubt it was hard on you, but I knew you'd come out the stronger for it. We have the chance to know each other now, thanks entirely to you. On Minnie's terms, whatever they may be. I've made enough decisions for her, I think.
Well, there's no need to dwell on the past anymore. We're in the thick of it together, now that we're partners.
Partners? Huh. I suppose we are.
And family, I suppose. This isn't at all playing out the way I imagined it. And for part of me will always miss the cold, vindictive Minnie Ambrose. Life was so much simpler when I felt cheated by it.
I'm glad to have you as my daughter, Minnie. But I'm proud to call you my partner. But I fear things will only get harder from here. Indeed, the road to a cure will be long and fraught with setbacks. We will need to find our strength in the work and our partnership if we're to overcome them.
You've earned this, Captain. For recovering Mother's journal, for getting us talking in the same room together, and for exceeding my expectations.
Indeed, I have no use for bits and baubles on Gorgon. Not now that I have my work. Take what's yours, Captain. The road to a marauder cure will be a long one, and the board will surely fight us every step of the way. But this partnership, it's a damn good start.
Will you put the burden of the colony aside for just one moment? Give me a day with my mother before we get back to work.
For you, I will try.
Query. Are you upside down?
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
You take real good care of your pistol, Dr. Fenwick. I oughta. Kept me alive this long. I mean, you treat it nice. Makes me happy to see, because I feel the same way about my wrench. Look, it's a tool that does a job. Feeling's gut.
Welcome to the Halcyon Holdings Corporation Early Retirement Center. You, the lucky few, have been selected to spend the rest of your days living the high life in your own private district in Byzantium. When you arrive, you'll be whisked away to your very own luxury penthouse. Some assembly required. 24/7 furniture is not responsible for any injuries, psychological damage, or divorce litigations that occur during the assembly process. After you get settled in, you'll have the chance to explore your new home. Why not go for a bite at one of our many restaurants, like CNP's Blazing Borscht Barbecue, or Rizzo's All-You-Can-Crunch Cereal Buffet. Or maybe you'd like to head to the bar and enjoy an ice-cold Zero-G brew by Spacer's Choice. Zero-G Brew, an ale that's good for what ails you. Although in the early retirement district, nothing will. All this and more will be complimentary for the entirety of your stay, courtesy of the Halcyon Holdings Corporation. You won't have to spend a ticket. So relax, grab a refreshment from one of our vending machines, and enjoy our specially constructed welcome. While you're here, be sure to check out the displays for some fun facts about the early retirement programming for next month. Then, once you're ready, enter the elevator at the end of the hall and leave your troubles behind. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Today is the first day of early retirement. Congratulations. Welcome to the Halcyon Holdings Corporation Early Retirement Center. You, the lucky few, have been selected to spend the rest of your days living the high life in your own private district in Byzantium. When you arrive, you'll be whisked away to your very own luxury penthouse.
Investigating. Sanitation required. Searching for unusual processes. Resetting threat level.
Out with it, you wretched contrivance.
You sure have seen a lot of the colony, huh, Dr. Fenhill? Ellie. And sure, but most of it looks the same from inside a ship. Sorry, Dr. Ellie. Still though, don't you find it thrilling? Being in space?
Oh, there.
Look,
That's
it's
one right
just
there.
Ellie.
I must admit, I'm getting a certain thrill out of our little arrangement. It is going well, I hope. What? You mean it's brilliant? Why, I had no reason to... And how else would I... But regardless of your ignorance, I promised you a fee for your services. No. Ma, you're really quite... In any event, while I'm... Do you mind? I'm meeting someone. Oh. You mean I'm supposed to be meeting you? Yeah. I should warn you, it won't be easy. He spends most of his time in his estate, which is heavily guarded. Afraid not.
Can't say I blame him. It's scary out of door.
What works? Whoa, I'm not one of your B&E specialists. Some of the guards hang around Billingsley's house. That place is still open? Maybe you could do some reconnaissance there. You know, swipe a key. Just remember, I've always been fascinated by birds.
Here we got...
The other thing about birds... I started thinking about everything we see around. For starter, trust me. But most people... Sure. But one day the shredder broke. No one came to fix it. And since it wasn't working, we didn't have anywhere to file our complaints. So you can but they never fixed it, never replaced it. Doesn't that seem odd to you? Except after a while, I got connected.
The dissidents actually...
Hey, stand back. You. Yep, you're looking at it. The others took me out to celebrate on account of me. That means I got a key to the minister's estate. That's right. Oh, he's, oh, you definitely That's a
Captain, I can smell it.
Sure.
He's...
And a power... You, Hey, you're really great. Wow, listen. Wow! Oh, laws. I really shouldn't...
Nonsense.
Just... I don't... I just need to sit down. I've always loved.
What's gone into Bachman?
Nice thing about traveling with the captain, we meet all sorts of new people.
Sure, best part is when they pay us.
We never really had new folks in Edgewater, except the captain. Kinda hard to make new friends when everyone's already decided they don't like you.
Could be a favor in disguise. A lot of people out here ain't that nice.
This property is off limits. This ultimatum? That's funny. The minister isn't expecting visitors. Sure you are. And what is it you're delivering? Typical.
Something's not
Make
right.
him regret it. Don't mess with us.
I'm on my legally allotted break.
How'd you do that so fast? Left hand, Cap.
Oh, what are you doing here? Nothing. Laws! I work in the lab at the ministry. Maybe I let them... And so what if they escaped? Even if I... Really? They have... Please, do take care, and do... Therefore my... Oh... Not just... There's Lord Reginald Kim III. There are enough... She... Is She's a member of... Something else? But I must say... Well, and Pike. Everyone knows sewer... What? Not that I place any...
Security. Security.
Like true professionals.
Returning to normal protocols. Investigating.
Any luck find? Oh, dear, it looks like... Thank you for... Now.
I'll sue every technician and employee.
Dr. Ellie, you ever wonder if maybe we got some things in common?
This isn't another thing about wrenches and guns, is it?
You're a surgeon and I'm a mechanic. We both fix things, heal them up.
Hate to break it to you, but before I got to Groundbreaker, I fixed more noses than...
There's nothing.
Chasing us.
Matt,
I want.
do you have any... Yeah? Let's see it. All right.
Our UDL security attendant is always prepared.
How did you get in here? You're not one of my guards. What are you doing here?
Oh, my law. Captain! Captain! That's the minister! Mr. Clark! Oh, wow!
So, this is one of the guys who runs the colony, huh? Small room for a big shot.
If this is about another Aetherwave clip or radio spot, you may kindly fuck off as the part. Drugs. I don't have.
I don't know if our chemic.
Will that be all, then? Oh dear, I don't think I can say this any more slowly. Unless... Of course, it's Rockwell again, who else? And I thought he was only holding me here to keep me out of the way. You are a quick study, indeed. I've long suspected Rockwell of transacting business in my name, but this proves it.
You've been all alone in this house? Would you like me to make you tea?
Please, this is important. Whatever it is that brought you here, Rockwell's the one behind it. After seeing this place, is it really a stretch? I've been confined to this house for years, and even I can tell you, things aren't right in Halcyon. Whatever Rockwell's doing, he'll be doing it from the HHC headquarters. Your best lead is to look for details in his office.
This all feels off, Captain. Like when there's a storm coming, but Everything's quiet and still?
Believe me, things have been off around here for a very, very long time. A reckoning is most certainly due.
We really gonna do this? Getting involved is a messy business, and it rarely pays.
This is about more than bits. This is about the survival of the colony. If you don't help, who will? Why, this is starting to sound like an issue of Dissident Hunter. Via the Acropolis District, of course. That's where the most important corporate and government facilities are. But only board employees are allowed into the district. There's a heavily guarded checkpoint just down the street. There might be a route through the maintenance tunnels, but I'm afraid I don't know specifics. Most people avoid the area for obvious reasons. When you reach the HHC building, this access card should get you up to the executive suites, where the chairman's office and what used to be my office are. Oh, I haven't been allowed up there in years. I shudder to think what Rockwell's done with the place. A gilded minibar. The board's lackeys are none. There are a few advantages to dealing with him. Wait, please, take this and transmit it from his office. But they need to... What? I've gathered meeting minutes. Once the...
You're awful...
The Earth Directorate is our best hope. Even Rockwell's resources are no match. And it is hardly in their interest to let House... Depending on... Organizing and sending personnel all the way out here is no... And now I...
Oh, there. That's one right there. Can't you just see the stench of impropriety?
Ah, if it isn't... Of course, I deserve the very best our society has to offer. Exactly. Now, do we have any further...
The Acropolis District is off limits. Move along.
You could have...
What in the law's name are you on about? Sure. Did I say restricted area? Slip of the tongue. What I meant was...
I never could have handled the desk job. Nice going. Real slick.
I was hoping we could bring him home. You'd let me have a giant sprat, right, Captain? As long as I fed it? Captain, I stand out here like a big, greasy thumb.
Welcome to the official headquarters of the Halcyon Holdings Corporation Board. Today's greeting is brought to you by Auntie Cleo, a subsidiary of Colway Pharmaceuticals.
State your business. Please step away. This entry is for high-priority HHC business. Huh. I didn't realize... I'll just need you to register your weapons with a revised request to carry 32B. Now, let's see. I was gonna say... Look, you don't have time to wait on new forms. And I can't afford the citations for impeding HAC. Just know there are a bunch of guards upstairs and...
Hey, that's impressive.
I understand you're Maverick Johnston's new star. Well done. Personal assistant to Adjutant Akande and Chairman Rockwell. I'm also responsible for... Oh, you were being serious. Will there be anything else? Excuse me, just a moment. Is there something I can do for you?
One person gets all this space. Just to sign papers all day?
Good afternoon. I'm Chairman Rockwell, and I'm here to address a serious issue facing us. As you all know, our colony has been successful beyond our wildest dreams. Unfortunately, we've recently discovered that our food supply will not be able to sustain Halcyon's population in the long term. Everyone will die. Everyone will slowly stop living from malnutrition. But we're doing it together, and that's what matters. I fucking swear, if someone doesn't give me something to read that will placate the masses soon, all of you will find yourselves violently unemployed. But I can assure you there's nothing to fear. We've got a solution. It's called the Lifetime Employment Program. We will freeze most of the colony to preserve resources, while the best and brightest of Byzantium continue living in prosperity. Look, you idiots! How many times do I have to tell you we can't say shit like that? Fire whoever wrote this! While Halcyon's brightest minds solve the problem of our nutritional shortage, the rest of the colony will be placed in suspended animation. Individuals will be revived on a rotating basis, so that every Halcyonite can be part of the important work of saving our colony. By testing paperweights. Sorry, couldn't resist. Let's go again. And someday, in the not-too-distant future when we've solved this crisis, we'll all be back together again working for the good of Halcyon. Until then, the board shall provide for the deserving just as it always has. So, obey your supervisors, take your vitamins, follow your corporate mandated grooming rituals, and rest assured with the board on your side, there is nothing to worry about.
That was all a story, wasn't it?
I beg your pardon. Minister Clark's former office is currently closed to... What? Oh, dear.
You don't much like me, huh, Dr. Ellie? It's nothing personal. I'm just not the touchy-feely type. It's just... you seem fine with the others. Did I do something to make you unhappy with me?
You gotta stop taking things so personal. You're setting yourself up for a letdown.
I think I'm gonna start taking my lunches out in the city. That woman downstairs.
What was that? I'd better take a look.
Hmm?
Take your asshole!
Don't hurt me!
Incoming! Cover! I'm taking lost hit! What was that? I'd better take a look.
Open fire! Go, prisoner! Bring him down! Don't hurt me! I don't want to die! Huh? What was that? Take him down!
Please don't pass me!
No, please don't.
Comfort
I'm
in knowing
sorry.
that anything
I'm
antibiotics
sorry.
cannot stop will probably kill you quickly.
They're over here! Don't let him get away!
But I won't have any new battle scars.
If you don't mind my... You have a message from Adjutant Sophie.
No one ever looks quite the same in person, and my reports of you have been exceptionally thorough. You've had quite a career. I'm glad to hear that. I've been keeping up with you ever since Emerald Vale. Today the region is profitable for the first time in years. It's work. All this happened because some mysterious stranger fell out of... Not always. You should be back on the Hope, frozen in a hibernation chamber. Yet here you are, flying a... The board doesn't know what to make of you. But I do. I've seen your potential. We raised security on the Hope after Wells broke in. As for discovering the... You have something I want. I'd like to negotiate. Yes, I'm aware that you stole a batch of precious chemicals. My scientists tell me they'll restore the damage you've done. Phineas Wells is wanted by the board. I want to convince you to turn him in to us. He has a litany of charges against him. Wells is a dangerous man. You're in contact with Wells. I want you to send us a tracing signal from his communication terminal. Wells was our mistake. I'm sending you...
Adjutant Akonde's call. Now arriving at Phineas's top-secret orbital lab.
I've kept myself busy in your absence, optimized my formula. I'm now confident I can revive the remaining colonists. All I need now is the dimethyl sulfoxide. I'll take as much as you can give me. Human test subjects. Oh, that's grotesque. That's unthinkable. That's... Thank you. Those poor people. You say the board's trying to freeze their subjects over and over again without inflicting permanent damage? Well, they're nowhere close to solving that problem. Something about this feels wrong. I don't know why the board... I'll tell you this much. I know! I've suspected as much for years. The board's mismanaged... Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're saying that Halcyon's on the brink of total... I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse, but I never imagined we were already there. That's not a... Do you realize what this means for the Hope? For your fellow colonists? Short of lining up every member of the board and shooting them in the back of the head. Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists, engineers, artists, the brightest minds Earth ever sent us, uncorrupted by the board. The board's going to dispose of them all and transform... We need to get to those colonists before the board. I have enough Merciful gibbering law! You're a genius! We bring the Hope to us? Skip the entire ship? Yes, exactly. You're a step ahead of me, but I perceive the shape of your plan. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable, then use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe vector, we can skip the entire colony ship into the rings of Terra 2.
I don't know much about skip drives, not the physics anyhow. I do know the Hope's real massive. How's our bitty little ship supposed to skip it?
Excellent question, my sharp-witted mechanic. You will use your own ship to power up the Hope's skip drive.
I've got a healthy disregard for person.
Your instincts are correct. You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary. Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, Certainly. How can I help? It wouldn't surprise me. When I pulled you out of the Hope, the board nearly intercepted me. I expect they stepped up security since my skip drive... That is unlikely. The board might notice. I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant... The board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. If there's even the slight... Certainly.
So, sneak onto a...
I won't. What's on? You absolutely should. The adjutant must have sent you some kind of tracking code. If you don't use the code, she'll I think you should use the code and send a corrupted tracking signal. That should buy me some time. The board's going to catch up to me sooner. Use my communications terminal to corrupt. Certainly. That should do it. You've bought me more than enough time.
Captain, you have a message.
I'm impressed, Captain. I almost expected. Unfortunately, Dr. Wells found a way to corrupt the signal before we could pinpoint his location. Come visit me in Byzantium. We need to have a talk about the future of this colony. Transmissions are so impersonal. Meet me in my office.
Adjutant Akande has ended her call. Rather... We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain. Sending a corrupted tracking signal to the board was quite clever, if I might say, Captain.
Not so fast. All right, you're clear. The adjutant's expecting you. Go on through.
I admit part of me expected you to stand by your old friend. For better or worse, Wells was responsible for putting you back on your feet. That said, he's also a wanted criminal. For information regarding his whereabouts, you are entitled to collect a reward from Percival. The signal you sent us is experiencing some interference. We're going to monitor Wells until we're ready to make a move. I understand you've infiltrated the Ministry. Halcyon is on the verge of a total malnutrition. I know this must...
Is that why we were so...
Yes, Miss Holcomb. The colony itself is dying.
What's in this for you?
I appreciate your skepticism. My angle. I won't pretend the truth isn't damning. We need to... I will be frank. Edgewater was a law. I don't know how you managed to convince a faction of... Every worker in Edgewater will be expedited in... Sensible. You should be proud of yourself, Captain. I've made arrangements for you to journey to the Hope. Once the Hope is in position, I have the highest faith in...
Adjutant Akande has instructed me to Quite so, sir.
Welcome. How can I be of assistance? Take care. We have arrived at the Hope. I need you to... You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central computer. The Hope is the Groundbreaker's prettier, sleeker sister. She wants... Also, there are hundreds of thousands of if your calculations are for the sun. Forgetfulness can be an early warning sign. I need you. You'll have to connect...
Nicely done.
Welcome aboard, Captain. I wish this place were in better condition for you, but we're in a bit of a bind. Do I look like it? And that means trigger happy. We tried that. We stored what cards we could find in the badge station to my right, but it's locked off. Can't just hand over Hope property. Sorry. What? Ugh. Fun.
Unexpected.
They're on it.
Process sweeping the area. An area swept down. Investigating. After terminating.
Someone else will clean this up, right?
Can you hear me, Captain? I have successfully integrated myself into the Hope's comm systems, and am attempting to establish contact with the Hope's more primitive processor now. Would you like me to play a mood-suitable music selection while you travel to the bridge? Oh, sorry. File not found. I see you've located the stasis chambers. Which pod were you slumbering in for so long?
You all right, Captain? I mean, seeing this place again?
That's the Hope's computer up ahead. I'll admit, I am curious to wake him. Greetings, Captain. I am speaking to you through the Hope's computer system. It's a rather cramped feeling, but it'll do. Certainly, you may skip the Hope to Tartarus, as you were instructed to by the adjutant. Doing so would bring the Hope within close proximity. Your act would be Wait, are you leaving me? I mean... Are you sufficiently prepared for the task at hand? Probably not. Searching. Please stand by. Ah, found one. Are you sure? That is and also potentially kill an entire planet. How is my humor now, Captain? Improved? Jump-starting the skip drive. Destination set to the rings of Terra 2.
In case I don't get another chance to say it.
Admitting a deficit? My, you never...
ADA, does your captain seriously intend to do a micro-jump in system with engines that haven't been powered in 70 years on a derelict ship?
That is what my captain intends, yes.
But that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero Point Drives Corp and I will not be held responsible for any damage incurred during transport, and this will cause extreme damage.
Yes, I am aware of that.
You should not be doing this. The humans will die.
Thank you, Hope. It looks like all systems are go. Captain, I would advise you to hold on to something. Now. Oh, good. We are still alive and have successfully skipped into Terra 2's orbit. I reported as much to Phineas Wells, but he has not responded.
I never felt anything like that. I'm gonna need a minute.
Here they come! Take them down! That's the last of them.
Captain, I am... Captain,
Thank the Lord you warned me. I was able to get some defenses up, but they might not be enough. The board has sent some serious firepower to pry me out of here. They're trying to get in here, and I'm not sure I can stop them. If they capture me, if we can't communicate again, there's something very important you need to remember. The board, all their lackeys, they're all a bunch of swine. Do you hear me? They're fucking corporate swine. You fucking pigs! I'll take you all out with me! I'll never...
it would seem the recording captured some... How can I be a... I'll be... Now arriving at Phineas's top secret orbital lab.
Work.
Didn't I request no more fertilizer shipments be brought on board? Who keeps... ordering these? Captain, as it appears, I believe the crew would like...
Those board goons kidnapped Mr. Phineas and hauled him away to Tartarus. How are we gonna get him out?
I never got to know Doc Wells. We ain't friends or crew. But he's still one of us. He's the reason the boss is up and walking right now. We can't just leave him to die in Tartarus.
To extract the scientist, you will need to infiltrate the labyrinth. But that course of action is likely to be quite dangerous, Captain.
I ain't no one better suited to it, Captain.
I'm sure the outlaw Phineas will appreciate you saving his day, as it were, Captain. If you really mean to do this, you should see to your final affairs and...
It's the craziest plan I've ever heard. And I mean that as a compliment.
You didn't hire me to think. And I ain't about to start now. You're my boss. And I'll walk into fire with you.
I think it's insane. But maybe the colony needs a healthy dose of insanity right about now.
I know it's dangerous. And I won't lie and say I'm not scared out of my wits. But I couldn't live with myself if we didn't do something.
You're asking for more than bravery from us, Captain. But there are worse ways to go than dying for a good cause. I'm in.
Let Sam get the grime out. It's what our units do best.
The entire plan is a terrible idea, but I admire your...
If we don't make it, at least it'll be a great story.
Got my trusty tossball stick, got my ass-kicking boots. I'm ready, boss.
Outstanding.
You can count on us, Captain. We're crew. For real crew. That means we got each other's backs. Right?
Never thought I'd volunteer to break into a prison. Seems like your tendency towards risky behavior is rubbing off on me, Captain.
Command not recognized.
Waiting on your command, Captain.